Well, this is a follow-up video for the Ecobee, and I'm going to install the temperature module that can be installed in this unit. Here it is right here. So basically what this module does is it takes the 12 volt power and the data lines in from the main unit, and then you can send out sensors, up to 4 sensors, 1, 2, 3, and 4, off of these lines. And so I'll show you how I'm going to install this and get it all set up. Okay, I'm almost there. So basically, I removed the case and added this module. It came with 2 screws, and put it in there. And what it did is I bought some extra thermostat wire that is 18.2. I made the mistake of pre-buying 22 gauge, but the directions call for 18 gauge. So since I'm running sensors, I just bought 18 gauge 2, and this requires 4 wires, of course. So I just used the 18.2. I kept the data line in the sheath, and then I removed the sheath for the 12 volt power and ground so that I can quickly tell which is which. And I just tied them into the existing, just like the directions say, into the 12 volt power and data lines. As soon as I added 12 volt was my last circuit to add, I got a green light. So next we'll be putting in the sensors here and flipping these dip switches to let the main unit know which sensors are going to be active. So I'll add those and I'll come back. Here I have the thermistor resistors installed, and you can see them all right here. So right now I just have them placed in there, and I'm going to let them acclimate to see if they're all reading the same temperature, because I want them to be as accurate as they can. So it's pretty cool here in the basement, and once I get a cool temperature, I will put kind of a heat lamp, close by, and raise the temperature a little bit over here so that we can see if they climb at the same rate, or at least achieve the same rate. So anyway, these resistors, I got the 10 ohm, the 10K ohm, the NTC 3950s. Now these particular ones, well, they take any NTC 10K ohm thermistor resistor, but these in particular are 1%. So that means they have a higher tolerance, or a smaller tolerance than others. And you'll find them like 3%, 5%, 10%. Those are terrible. Don't waste your money. I got a 10-pack of these from China for I think $3, $2.99. But don't be tempted to get 4, because that's all you need. Because here's a pack of the resistors that I received, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'll try to put it in this white background over here. See those chunks there? Those are all broken. So there's a lot of broken resistors in here. So I picked out 4 that were working, and we'll see how it plays out. We'll go upstairs and take a look at the computer and at the thermostat. Okay, so here's my thermostat, and don't worry about the temperatures or what it's set at or stuff like that. I've been running some experiments. So basically I ran it up high so the fan wouldn't be on and it wouldn't turn on. Anyway, so I'll kind of walk you through what's going on here. So when you install the unit downstairs, you'll get a message on the screen here that says that the board's been added and you need to do something about it. So we'll go into, not into details, but more. You'll get this new block called sensors. So when we go to the sensors section, you'll see that there's more sensors that can be added here. So the internal temperature is, of course, the one that comes with this unit. And I hope you can read this, but I named my sensors T1, T2, T3, T4, and I'll name them something later on, that makes sense once I place them. But as you can see, my T1 and T4 might need to be adjusted, or of course, the T2 or T3 might need to be adjusted. Look at this one. This one's a little bit different. See, it's got the asterisk next to it. It's because I configured this to become an average. So this is pretty cool. So once you have this set up, you can come and configure it. And the way I'm just running tests, of course, but the way I said it is, I want you to drive the air conditioning based on the internal sensor and the average of T2. Now the rest of these sensors, I don't have them listed. I don't have them shown in here, but I'll show you how that works here in a minute. So it's taking this, let's go back. This 71 current, or 67 current, is based on the average of the thermostat here and T2 downstairs in the basement. So that's pretty cool. So I can run, I can tell it to average all 5 of these and get a better cooling of the house. Maybe, it depends. So let's go to settings. So in settings in here, we'll have the install settings in the sensors area. So with the unit downstairs, you automatically get sensors 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 are basically just a normally open or normally closed sensors, which is pretty dang cool to begin with, because I'll probably install this myself. Is if you put one that detects water, near your water heater or your sump pump or something like that, then this sensor, when it detects water, it'll close and it'll put an alarm on this unit here. And if you have it configured to do so, you can have it email you. So if your sump stops working and it starts to fill up and that sensor is tripped, you'll get an email, and maybe you can do something to save your basement or your hot water heater or something like that. Oops. So, all right, the remote sensor board 16, that's what we just installed. And I had just configured this all to be temperatures, but let's look at one of them to show you what's going on with it. Right here it'll say like not used or something like that. So we'll go to it. I renamed it. When the type comes, you can either set it to as a dry, contact, or temperature. Now, it's unusual. I saw that I think on T3 gave me the option for humidity. So I think 3 and 4 can be a dry, contact, temperature, or humidity. One of those 3, but the first 2 can only be dry, contact, or temperature. So I chose temperature, and then we configure the type, and I just named mine China, and the model 10K, and for China I just added new China. For the model, I added new 10K. I didn't set any of these other values, but looky here. This is the temperature correction. So all 4 of those temperature settings were slightly different. There were 2 of the same, and the other 2 were the same. So once I figure out which one is the one I want to use, I'll correct the other ones using this temperature correction. So we set that all up under the type, under temperature. Usage, this is the one that gave us the asterisk. Right now it's just a monitoring sensor. So if I set it as a control sensor, then I can use it as to average with the house, or I can change it. Like this seems like it'd be, a little overkill, but let's say I every day I would change an upstairs sensor to only monitor, and then during the daytime only the downstairs sensor to monitor the control. So I think that might be too much, but what I want to do mostly is just monitor the sensors, because I want to try to balance my house. And then in the future, if I want to control it just based on the upstairs, then I might do that. I think if you set it to the outdoor sensor, then it will disregard the temperature controls that it gets, or temperature setting for outside that it gets off the internet. So, I think it timed out. So when I set it as a control sensor, then like this one, then that's when it gives me the option to merge all that together. So anyway, we're all done here, and I think you saw in there also where you can set up alerts, like different temperature alerts. So now if we go into, let's see, where is it that I can see the real-time temperature on these sensors? Sensors, yeah, that's right. So now we can see they're almost all driving up except for T2. So they are really, really close. So like I said, in configuration, I think I set up T1 and T2 to be control sensors, and I did not set up T3 and T4 to be control sensors. And again, I'm setting up T2 to be to control. I'm going to turn that off because I don't need that. And I guess, oh, I've got to change it to internal. That's why. All right, and this should change. See, it's 76 inside my house, which it sure doesn't feel like it. So we'll go to the computer and take a look at this. Alright, so I don't know if you can see this or not. Hopefully you can. But what's happened is down here at the bottom, if you can see my mouse, I see T1, 2, 3, and 4 have been added to the bottom of my reports. So now it's logging this. It's for monitoring. And you can see I just added it right up here in this area. So now you can't really see the graph line, but if I put my mouse on it, you can see that it shows me what the temperatures are: 67, 66, 66, 67. So now I can monitor those temperatures in the report. What's important about this is I'm going to run these into my duct returns for each room, each bedroom upstairs, so I can monitor what the temperature is leaving the room. I have got a feeling that there's a few of my rooms where the return is not working, and I can prove that by the temperature staying high all the time. So I'll show you that. I think probably not the installation, probably the finished product later. But anyway, that's it in a nutshell. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.